Today has been strange. Yesterday I got home at like 11:30 p.m. and I fell asleep at like 11:30 p.m., which I never do. And then I woke up at 7:30 in the morning, which I do a little bit more often, and instead of going back to sleep, I looked at my notifications and I saw that my girlfriend had sent me something that would send me into a deep spiral for the rest of the day. Remember Hamilton, that multi-award-winning musical, the one that was sold out for like 4 years in a row? The one directed by Lin Baby Girl Manuel Miranda. Line is so stupid. There's now an official Hamilton video game in Roblox. So years and years and years after I removed Roblox from my PC, I decided to re-download it and give it a play. Surely not just for myself and my own sick desires, but for all of you, the viewers at home. And spoilers, you should definitely keep watching this video because it's not fun. It's not a good game. But it is fascinating, to me, personally, and that's all that really matters at the end of the day, isn't it? The opinion of Cameron Wardlaw, former member of Deadwater Gaming. Before we hop in, I do want to thank today's sponsor, me. Myself. I haven't posted a video in like 6 months, so no one wants to work with me, for understandable reason, but my PC just exploded the other day, and so I'm doing all of my work on this thing right here, which is like a $300 laptop. It's not great, it's very bad, in fact, so if this video is taking a little bit longer to get out than I intended, it's because, I have to use this shit. So if you wouldn't mind, absolutely smash that like button to turn your PC into dust and ashes, because that's what mine was. Here, let's show a picture of how many cobwebs were in that thing. Ew, gross. Alright, you ready? Let's hit play, and what's in the description, actually? Battle through 8 fantastic locations. Unlock 15 different companions, all with unique attacks. Featuring a soundtrack and locations from the musical Hamilton. More updates coming soon. Alright, big promises to live up to here. A whole 3 big promises. Let's see how they hold up. Why do I look like that? What the fuck is that shirt? As the game begins, you're thrust into one of 8 fantastic locations. Uh-oh, I got rid of my script. As the game begins, you're thrust into one of 8 fantastic locations. The very harbor that Alexander Hamilton, famed bastard orphan son of a whore, himself stood at when he was just a wee little lad. Also known as Docks. Set to the tune of the opening track from the musical, we are thrust into the game with little to no information at all. There's a bunch of arrows guiding me towards the edge of the map where I discover what lies in this game. It's a gacha game. A gacha game, for those who don't know, is basically gambling. It's where you put in money to get a character, and then that character will serve you in the game in some way. Think like Genshin Impact. It's like that, but it's Hamilton, so it's real-world 17th century political figures. It's so cool. So I noticed that the exact amount of coins I needed to buy my first character was 500. And would you look up there? It's 500. So I got close, I took my shot, and I got Charles Lee. Who is Charles Lee? Oh shit. Once I unlocked him, I don't know if I missed a prompt or something, but I had no clue what to do next. And it took me about 7 minutes straight of just walking around going, huh. Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? For me to understand what I needed to do next. I needed to fight someone. Maybe this is just a super common type of combat in Roblox games, but it doesn't make any sense. You see, instead of going up to a character and slashing at them and trying to fight them, here's what you do. You ready? You click them. 1 time. Hi, my mom just walked out. Hi, Mom! Say hi to the video! Say hi to the video.
Hello, video.
She's so sweet. I love my mom. Maybe this is just a common style of gameplay on Roblox, but I just kept left clicking and hoping that spamming it would work. No, it turns out that single clicking and then waiting is what we were supposed to do, and nothing told you that. You just had to figure that out on your own. That goes against everything I've ever learned in terms of what gameplay is in a game. But it's fine. You know, we'll just cruise on through. I'm sure that won't get tedious and boring at any point. The game almost feels like it's trying to be this middle point between a gachapon and an idle game, and as a result, it does neither of them particularly well. But the description was correct. The attacks in this game are very unique, in that all of them are the exact same, except they move their arms a little differently. And also, they shoot music out of their hands. There's no weapons or anything in this game, so don't get it twisted. It does feel like a core misunderstanding of everything that Hamilton is about, because no music is used to harm anyone in that movie. The only thing that's used to harm people is guns and swords. And I don't think this game is really made just for Hamilton fans, considering the fact that there's a little button on the side there that just gives you a brief description of what Hamilton is. After a little bit of grinding, I was finally ready to get my second and third characters. And I got so excited to do it that I forgot to record it, but I did get it on my phone so I could show my girlfriend, so here is my genuine live reaction to rolling them. Are you kidding me? With my new team in tow, I was now burning through enemies, left and right. And with enough dedication, I earned enough money to get to my next location. Let's see what it is. It's the exact same thing, but it's inside this time. I particularly love the attention to detail with all of the bottles on the wall being, get this, the same bottle. But I kept trucking along, I kept pushing, earned like another 25,000 coins or something, and finally got to another new area. Are you kidding me? It is the exact same thing, but outside again. There is nothing more to this at all in any of the areas. It is the same thing. You open up a room, you go inside, you kill a bunch of enemies. The enemies, granted, are the same, but they get smaller and bigger depending on how strong they are, so aren't I a fool? I did have one great moment here. I really wanted to kill this boss enemy who was standing in the corner, but I couldn't do it by myself because it had like 200,000 help, so I sent out the most desperate message of my life, basically begging and pleading any 10-year-olds who were listening to come save me and help me get this thing killed. No one responded. No one came over, not one. I still waited and did the whole thing by myself, but it was really sad. As I pushed further and further, I started to feel this deep aching feeling, one I couldn't quite put my hands on. Boredom. It was boredom. Between the fantastic locations, or the lack of any sort of combat or risk or anything whatsoever that could make this game fun, I started to want to do literally anything else. Maybe it's because of all of that, or maybe it's because about 5 minutes in, I found the mute music button and pressed it. So I've been playing for about 2.5 hours in complete silence. I gave myself about 2 more hours to finish whatever I could, but I'll be honest, I couldn't stomach more than about an hour more. Nothing really of note happens in the rest of this game, but here's the highlights of what happened the rest of my play session. I finally reached my first $10 million and went to the gachapon machine, got a couple more characters. We explored some new locations, like I got the Winter Ballroom, and the one other location of note is Washington's office, which is also known as the room where it happens. Oh my god. It had these enemies in it that were so goddamn hard to kill, despite having my absolute crack team of experts, 3 Philip Hamiltons and 2 Angelica Schuyler's that were doing bonkers damage. I suddenly got just a crippling migraine from staring at the screen for so long and doing so little. And I won't lie, it was about 30 minutes into grinding this room that I decided I needed to call it quits. I hit my breaking point and I realized it was time for me to go, to let myself rest because I was not having fun and I hadn't been having fun for about 4 hours, and I closed my laptop, never to return again. Until today, when I got a message on the official Hamilton Simulator Discord that said, I got a free cape, so I got it. And it looks so cool. So this game's a 10 out of 10. Thank you guys. Have a good night.